Your teachers probably don't want you using the information in the Wikipedia article due to the change of the information over time. This idea, change over time, for a Wikipedia entry is a very real thing. In the last 10, 11, 12 years, change over time has been drastic to Wikipedia articles. Most recently, though, it really depends on the subject of the entry. And that normally determines what sort of changes are being made. For instance, if it's a famous person and they pass away, that'd be a big change. If somebody writes an autobiography on information that was previously unreleased, the article may change as well. For instance, I want to give you guys an example. In 2001, I was in high school, and let's pretend I had to write a paper on Richard Nixon. All right, it's 2001, so let's take a trip back in time on Wikipedia, and let's take a look at what the Wikipedia entry looked like from 2001 about Richard Nixon. Now, I alluded to the idea of change over time, that your teachers didn't want you, possibly didn't want you, using the information from the Wikipedia entry because it may not be there when they go and, check up on your sources. This is a very real thing when you get to college. All right? It's a real thing in high school, but it's a very real thing in college. Let's pretend you're pursuing a degree in social science or education or anything that requires a portfolio of research papers or documents or what have you. It's 2001, I'm writing this paper. I'm using the information off of this Wikipedia page. And I graduate 4 years later, and I decide sometime after that in 2013 I want to go to grad school. Well, they want a portfolio of written work, and I submit to them a research paper in which I cited this Richard Nixon article with the information that's present here. And the graduate committee goes back and they research, and they want to check up on my references. Well, we have a problem. This is the article as it appears in 2001, and this is the article as it appears today. That information is gone. It's long since been gone. It's been gone over a period of almost 12 years. That change over time because of the advancements in technology, everybody flocking to the internet, everybody getting online and adding and subtracting, contributing to Wikipedia articles, really alters the perspective of my paper because of the information I used in 2001, because of the information that's present here in 2013. Now, that is let me tell you, this article has changed quite drastically over time. Those changes will impact your paper. They will, in some way, shape, or form, impact your works cited. They may impact the logic in your paper. If the information from way back when was old and not properly referenced, because there was a time on Wikipedia where information didn't have to be properly referenced, and that's back before they had a large abundance of people peer reviewing articles periodically. The content of your paper could change. The merit of your paper, if it was a very good paper then, the merit of your paper could change drastically. So the change over time is a very real thing. Let me give you another example. This is about Bob Dole. Bob Dole ran for president in the 90s against Bill Clinton. This is the article on Bob Dole in June of 2002. Let's pretend, obviously, I'm in school, college, I'm starting summer session, I'm doing a paper on Bob Dole, and this is the information I use. Notice how there's really no citation here other than biographical directory of the United States Congress. Well, if I go there now, that might change. Let's take a look at the article today as it stands. Well, if I use the information there from the original article in 2002, and I cite the original article in 2002 instead of citing the biographical directory of the United States Congress, I might be in trouble because the information obviously has changed over time. And that's an important factor here. It's one of these things that the change over time could drastically impact the quality of your article, the content of the article, and even the position. If you were to write a quality article that maybe even went out for publication in the early 2000s and you cited Wikipedia, I mean, I don't know who would print it, but if you cited it, the information did change over time and you would probably have to rewrite your article or rechange your sources if that were even an option. So it's important to know, like I alluded to in the first video, that the change over time will drastically impact the ability to use the information directly within the Wikipedia article. The information I highlighted before in the Richard Nixon article and the Bob Dole article right now. So a lot of it is general information, and that's what it's used for. The general information is not to go into your paper. The general information is for your consumption and the consumption of the general public to get an idea of the topic you are researching, but it's not to go in your article. And that's all because of the change over time. So that concludes this idea, and go ahead and move on to the next video. Thanks.